I'm gonna build a boat tough enough to take my family through Alaska's Inside Passage. But before I start, I need some inspiration. I wanna know what the ultimate adventure boat really looks like. So I tracked it down, flew all the way to Alaska, and in this video, we're getting an exclusive behind the scenes look at the coolest boat I've ever seen. Then we're getting a behind the scenes look at how they're made, from an idea to a pile of aluminum to a fully functioning boat. And then we're finishing our trip with an epic adventure to a remote island where Mother Nature reminds us how unforgiving she can be. I've never been to Alaska. I know almost nothing about boats, but by the end of this video, I'm hoping to be ready to tackle our most ambitious build series yet. Whoa, it looks even cooler in person. This is the Double Eagle. It's at 33 feet from the bow to the stern, 11-foot beam, so 11 feet wide, all aluminum catamaran. It's a camper, it's a sports car, it's a fishing boat, it's a yacht, it's a everything boat. And it's built for Alaska. Let's check it out. One of the first features I noticed when we stepped aboard was this door, this gate. Then I learned this is a self-bailing deck. So from this deck line down, this entire boat is fully sealed, and any waves that crash up and onto the boat can then make their way out through the drains and out through the sides. But it also means that I can just step on. Something that I thought was funny, the 33 feet, that ends here. This is just extra boat. So they have this fishing platform on the back, so you can get all the way into the back with rod holders and fish right off the back of the boat here. So these are twin 350 horsepower outboard engines with counter-rotating propellers. And apparently this thing can go really fast. Place right here to clean your fish. Place down here to store all your fishing tackle. A nice bench to just sit outside. I think this is a great idea. Hang out on the couch, got the heater on. We've got speakers with music right down here. The same door here on this side of the boat. So it doesn't matter which side you're docked on, you can easily hop on and off. So you'd load this guy up with fish, and then the whole tote can then be removed. There's another washdown station that can be seawater or freshwater. There's no steering wheel on this. You only have joystick control back here. So we're gonna get to see a demo of that today and how that joystick works. It's like everywhere we look, they've maximized the space. Inside here, these are all the electrical mechanicals. And then on this side, there's a little compartment, and you open this door and you actually crawl. This is like an elevator shaft to get down below deck, to get to where all the water pumps, water tanks, the batteries, all those mechanical things are hidden down below deck, access through this door right here. It looks like wood, but it's not wood. It's some kind of, what's this stuff called, Brad?
Called new teak.
New teak. And I love that you have accents of it all over the place. It's cool that you can walk all the way down the side of this boat if you need to. It's got this little step right here, get up to the front. There are places to tie down gear everywhere I look. This entire roof is meant that it can be loaded up with, I think he said 1,000 pounds of gear can be carried just on the roof of this boat. It's got lights for going out at night and out in the gray, fully enclosed cabin, so it's got windshield wipers on the front, it's got this light bar on the front, meant for going out in all weather situations. The entire roof system has a gutter system to shed the rainwater away from the boat so that it's not dripping down on the windows all the time. And this giant brow across the front that we've noticed is a staple on these Alaskan boats is here to shed the rainwater away so when it's raining down, it doesn't land on the windshield. Yep, that's the anchor. This is the anchor. What do they call that, a windlass? The anchor winch?
Down in here, whenever you pull up and there's mud, we've got a wash down so you can spray your anchor off.
So you can clean the anchor line. I didn't even think about that. I notice all these just clever design features that are just built into the structure of the boat, like this little ladder right here. It's a handhold so that if I'm walking along the side here, I have a place to grab, but then it can also become a ladder so that I can hop up on top of the boat. Now I have to use the clever ladder to get down somehow. There we go. Something I just noticed is there are both gasoline and a diesel tank on this boat. So 2 gas tanks, 1 for each engine, and a diesel tank, and that's for the diesel heater. We had a diesel heater in the camper that we built, and we absolutely loved it. So definitely gonna get a diesel heater in our future boat. I know, I saw that. I see it says Garmin on it. Is that's integrated into?
It's integrated into the Garmin system. He can start and stop it, so when they're out here and they get a fish on, he can hit record videos.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, engines are going down, and here we go, firing it up. Oh, they're actually much quieter than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Like really quiet. So we've noticed that a lot of the boats here in Alaska run outboard engines, and this boat obviously also runs outboard engines. And what we've learned about that is the reason they run them is they are safer. You've got the engine outside of the boat, you've got all the gasoline fumes, all the exhaust, all of that is outside of the boat, which means that if you have a complete engine failure, you can get this engine off and a new engine on in just a couple of hours. And then the last one is they don't require any winterization. When you trim the engines up and pull them out of the water, they naturally drain all of the water out of the engine, and there's nothing left inside of them to freeze. I think what we just learned is that we're definitely gonna want outboard engines.
Big ones.
Big ones.
I can't wait to give you guys an inside tour, but before we do that, I think we're gonna take the boat out.
Brad is steering this boat just with a joystick, and that joystick is able to independently control both motors to tell it what he wants. And then you're telling me it's gonna go sideways?
Yeah, so if I grab the joystick and we just go sideways.
And it is thrusting the boat sideways. You'd think it had bow thrusters, but it doesn't. It's just independent differential control of the two motors. That is wild. Oh, you're rejected. The steering on this boat is completely electronic. There are no cables and no hydraulics. There's just electronic actuators in each engine. And then the steering wheel and the joystick are it's just a remote control that's controlling the engines.
Sideways.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The sideways one, I think, is the trippiest one. It doesn't feel like that should be possible.
This thing is linked into the GPS, and if I hit engage, like putting the parking brake on.
Oh, we're like holding in position.
Yeah.
GPS-driven position hold. Oh, there it goes. It just kicked on. Yeah, normally you'd be floating all over the place, and if you were by yourself, it'd be a disaster. Well, if I was by myself, it'd be a disaster anyways. And I can hear the motors, they keep clicking into forward and reverse and turning a little bit as it adjusts where we are to try to just keep us right in this GPS position. I feel like the coolest guy in the marina. Yeah.
I think the boat does 50.
50?
Yeah.
This boat is a catamaran, which means it can cut through the water a lot more efficiently because there's a lot less boat touching the water, which means it can go really fast.
Yeah, exactly. You always kind of play in this attitude of how much you push the hole into the water.
Stuff you can see because it's just kind of floating.
I can't believe this is our life. Thank you guys so much for your support of this channel. If you want to support what we're doing and our next adventure and everything going on, the easiest way to do that is just to head to ambitionstrikes.com and get yourself some Build It blend, because we're gonna build this. Are you guys ready to see the inside?
Let's do it.
I actually don't need my jacket because there's a heater in there and it's ripping. First things first is this is the heaviest duty door I've ever seen. And I mean, if there was a theme to all of the boats that Bay Weld builds, it would be windows. And you guys will see why when we come inside. So come on in through this giant door. And welcome to the inside. The first thing I actually love is the seat right here. It's almost like a little mudroom. Like you sit down, take your boots off. I think they did a really good job of combining. It's a camper, it's a sports car, it's a fishing boat, like it's all in one. And I think this cabin really does that well.
It's funny that you called it a sports car, and then we just learned that they designed the entire cockpit off his Porsche.
Do they really?
The owner's Porsche, yeah. It's like designed ergonomically to feel like his Porsche.
I've never been in a Porsche, but this dinette is huge, and it's so much more comfortable than the one in our camper ever was. It actually feels like you're sitting on a big lazy boy couch. Here you got your drink holders. This is where you sit and have your morning coffee. Riley just pointed out the dinette is actually raised, and I'm guessing there's storage down here. And then also it means you get a way better view out the windows. More storage here. Speakers, 110 plugs, more, oh, I found a heater vent. On this side, it's got the kitchenette. We never did this on our camper build, but something I really like that they did is that they saved the cutout remnant from the counter. And so when you're not using the sink, you can leave it on and have more counter space. And then when you need to use the sink, you can just pull this off. That's cool. Charging outlets, which we're using because the drone battery already died. I'm not gonna go through all Scott's drawers. So there's more kitchen drawers, and then they've got an isotherm fridge. Oh, drawer fridge. Oh. Drawer fridge is sweet.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have a cooktop, but you could have like a portable cooktop.
Which I kind of like that because it doesn't take up space, and you could just put one in the drawer and...
Well, you guys know Riley prefers the Instapot anyways. Riley already got to use the co-dog seat, but oh yeah.
Oh, you look good up there, Courtney.
That's pretty nice.
You look ready.
Okay, there's a bedroom down here, right? Okay.
The head is right to the right.
There's a bathroom in here?
That's the bathroom, yeah.
I actually, did you know that?
I did not know that.
Okay, come on downstairs. I mean, we learned this with our camper. Having a space that can be a dedicated bedroom that you're not breaking down and setting back up is such a huge deal when you're living on a boat. And so I think this is like a non-negotiable for us, is having some sort of dedicated, it's not a bedroom,
Berth.
it's a V-berth. Some sort of dedicated berth, whether it's in the front like this or in the back under the dinette. Lighting, so it's got bedside lights on either side of the bed.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's cool.
oh, if you push it, oh. And I love the windows down here. I think it could feel a little bit claustrophobic, but having the windows makes a really big difference. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's a big bathroom. That's bigger than the bathroom in our camper. I'm in the hull of the catamaran, which means I can stand up right now.
Below the level of the water.
That's kind of trippy when you think about it. It's got a sink to wash your hands, more storage. So unassuming, you have no idea there's a bathroom in there.
So pretty out here. Does this make you excited?
Being in Alaska and being on this boat just like solidifies to me that I want this to be the next journey we go on.
Yeah, this is 100% the next adventure that we're going on. Spoiler alert, we found our next project. I don't think that's making it back to Idaho. Oh yeah, no, that's bad. Did you hear that? We got kicked out of the boatyard. The logistics of buying a boat in Florida while I live in Idaho were crazy, and I wanted to know a little bit more about the seller. With just his name, I was able to find his phone number, where he lived, who he is married to, and honestly, it just didn't feel right. Scams, identity theft, stalking, it all starts with your personal information being exposed. It's not just being leaked, it's being sold. And it's a problem that's only getting worse. In 2024, data breaches were up 211% over 2023. Luckily, there is something you can do about it. Incogni is here to get you your privacy back, and they're the sponsor of today's video. Incogni scours the web and removes your personal data from online directories, people search sites, and even commercial databases. And depending on your situation, they have several plans to choose from. We've been using the Family Unlimited plan because I really like the custom removals feature. This allows me to remove my personal information from additional websites like news portals, sports publications, health apps, and more. Now is the time to take your privacy back with Incogni, and make sure to use the code AMBITION at the link below to get 60% off an annual plan. And thanks again to Incogni for sponsoring this video and making these projects possible. If the boat we checked out yesterday was like the sports car of a boat, today we're checking out the G-Wagon, luxury SUV of a boat. Today we're looking at a 36-foot long, 12-foot wide Alaskan adventure boat, built for extended overnight trips, fishing, camping, and going fast. Basically, today we're looking at my dream boat.
I'm a little bit concerned about looking at this boat because I have a feeling like I'm about to fall in love with it.
Oh yeah, it is slippery today. Just up 100 feet up on the hills is snow. All right, so we're about to go check out the Global Sea. It's got 3 500 horsepower Mercury outboards, 1,500 horsepower to give it a cruising speed of 40 miles an hour and a top speed of almost 60. It's not often I talk about the size of the deck, but oh, that's kind of cool. You don't hop on the side on this one. And what's unique about these engines is that the power unit does not turn like a traditional outboard, only the bottom, the propeller turns. That lets them pack them in tight, closer together, because they don't need as much clearance between them. We're learning that everything is far away in Alaska, so the faster you can go to get to where you want to be, the more time you can spend at that place. I do like being able to walk around the outside of the, yikes. Another thing I noticed is that this boat has the windshield going the opposite direction from the Double Eagle, and we've learned that this is the classic Alaskan windshield rake, and they do that because it keeps the windshield tucked in even further underneath the brow to help keep the wind and the weather and the rain specifically off the glass. It's got a really aggressive non-skid paint on the deck. Even though it's completely iced up right now, I feel sure-footed, like I'm not gonna slip, yeah. Holy cow, look at that light bar. You see that thing? It's a cannon. Starlink internet, Garmin radar and GPS. I love the shape of these windows and the squared off profiles. I think I keep talking about the windows on these boats, but it's because they really make the look of the boat. All the Bay Weld boats, the exterior of the boats are just vinyl wrapped, and they've learned over the years that the paint just does not hold up on the aluminum, and it's way easier and better to just vinyl wrap them. Yeah, it looks awesome. So all of this is vinyl, all the way down to the waterline. And then at the waterline, it's got anti-fouling paint on the bottom. That's a very, very simple, cool design that doesn't have, if there were a gate here, it'd be in the way constantly. So you can put them in when you want them in, and then if you're out fishing, you can pull them out. And then there's also this little gate that can lock in this position, pivot 90, lock into that position, or pivot and lock all the way around in that position where it has a stop to really make sure you don't fall off the boat. A big fish cleaning station, plenty of room for tackle down below. There's a washdown hose like right here, right where you'd want it. Oh, it's off and winterized. I probably shouldn't touch that. Tons of storage everywhere. I like these hatches, just simple, thick, strong. Like when we built our camper, everything had to be super lightweight, but what's cool on a boat is it doesn't have to be quite so light. A little more robust, a little stouter.
So yeah, this drops down and there's some sliding cushions.
Oh, and it becomes a chair. It becomes a bench. So it's like after fishing, it becomes the lounge. That's pretty clever.
It has to be so cold on your butt right
It's
now.
very cold, and now I'm wet. That's cool. That's a good idea. Moving around the deck on the back, there's a sink right here to wash your hands, or I can just imagine out in this environment that you're just like constantly covered in fish guts. And at first I'm like, oh, you just reach down into the ocean and wash your hands in the ocean, but I saw some ice floating over there earlier today. So a sink to wash your hands. Again, a bunch more storage for tackle boxes. Isn't that slick? I like these like Lexan doors too. The whole deck is actually raised up an inch. So like around this hatch, there's this gutter that drains all the water away and out this little valley where it can then just go out this hole and out the side of the boat. So even if a wave were to crash over onto the top of this, all of that water would just drain off and away and off the sides of the boat, and this deck would remain dry. What do you call this? A helm? Aft helm. Just like the Double Eagle, this boat has 2 helms. So this is the aft helm here, but this one's got a steering wheel, twin controls for the, wait, how do 3 engines have 2 throttles? Okay, so one of these controls 2 engines and the other one controls 1 engine. And then same thing, a different brand, but another joystick control. So this one can do the same maneuvering in place. A Garmin display here, and just like we were talking about yesterday, these displays are networked and any display can display any information and you can split screen it. So like I'm looking through to the front right now, there's 2 screens on up there and they each have this. This one has both. Okay, so now we've got radar and chart up at the same time. 3D chart?
Whoa, that's wild.
It's pretty crazy, and it even has all the slips in it from the marina. Sorry, Mark, I messed up all your screens. I feel like back here is half workboat and half man cave. So there's also a Zodiac dinghy up here, and so they can use this same winch they use for the crab pots also to launch the Zodiac or get the motorcycles down off the roof. Well, come on in. Oh yeah, it is cool in here. Stepping inside a big dinette with seating for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. 2 more up here, 1 more over there. Again, it's sort of that raised style with a bunch of storage underneath the dinette. I don't want to go through their stuff, but there's stuff in there. And then a really big kitchen. This is a much bigger kitchen than the Double Eagle had. So microwave, induction cooktop, a fridge or freezer here, more storage under the sink, a big sink. We've got water for washing dishes and washing your hands, and then this one here is hot or cold water that runs through a filtration system for drinking. Yeah, more speakers, more stereo. Look how big that speaker is. And then this one has suspension seats. So when these get pumped up and you're driving, every wave, the whole seat can move up and down to help make the ride more comfortable. And there's 3 chairs with suspension seats. Oh, this is, Courtney, this is nice. All Garmin electronics, 3 screens, radio, the Mercury control system here, throttle, joystick control, Garmin InReach. What is it? Oh, this has a bow thruster as well. So the joystick control controls the 3 engines and the bow thruster all at the same time, or this control here would control the bow thruster independently. All right, moving on forward, we step down into the front V berth where there is sort of a queen size bed down below, or it can be split into 2 bunks and then 2 bunks up top. So that lets 4 people sleep down in this space here. And then there's a big bathroom with a shower, a toilet, and a sink, and they use it for drying out jackets, which I think is a good idea. So the diesel heater is ducted into the bathroom, so they can also use it as a drying room and dry out all their wet gear and jackets, and it keeps it out of the way. This is a cool spot for a bathroom because it keeps the view up here completely unobstructed. And then the dinette also converts to become sleeping for 2 more people. So this boat can sleep 6 people and haul 8. Yeah, there's a lot I really like about this boat. Like the Double Eagle and the sort of the sports car feel was cool, but I'm probably more of an SUV kind of guy. There's a lot I really like about this boat, especially the layout. I like that there's that front V berth with the bunks, a place for the kids to go, where they can spread out and have all their stuff, and the kids can have their own space. And then it's got that big convertible dinette that turns into a queen size bed where like Courtney and I could have a nice place to sleep.
It kind of reminds me of Riley's truck camper in a lot of ways that he built, because like it's so purpose built for him and his family that like everything about it is curated to what they want to do with it. So there's no like redundancy or junk or things you don't need. Every single thing has like a dual purpose for what he wants to use it for. And I think that makes me really excited to build our boat for what we want to use it for.
Hello. Sitting in the Airbnb, a log cabin, the most Alaskan thing ever. This afternoon, we're headed down to the factory to get a tour to see how these boats are built. Getting to see the boat and tour the boat is definitely a highlight, but getting to see how they're made is like, I love this stuff. That is insane.
This is the most beautiful place I've ever been in my life.
Seriously.
And it just keeps getting better.
I recognize it from the YouTube videos. Bay Weld is known for building some of the toughest aluminum vessels in the water. From small fishing boats to massive 80-foot super yachts, the entire process is happening right in this building. So let's find out how they turn a pile of aluminum into a fully finished, ready-to-launch boat. The design process starts in the computer, where they work out things like hull shape, mechanical systems, and the weight and balance. From there, the CAD files are sent off to be cut on a CNC router. Once these pieces arrive, assembly can begin. I was surprised to learn that they don't have to use any sort of jigs during assembly. The internal skeleton of the boat becomes a structure that they can use to form the shape of the hull against. I was even more surprised to see that all they really needed for initial assembly were some clamps, straps, and a big welder, and maybe a hammer or two. Just like framing a house, the most satisfying part is always in those first few days, but there are thousands of hours left to go. While the hull is CAD designed, a lot of the cabin portions of these boats are handcrafted piece by piece. I can't believe how big some of these boats are. I feel tiny walking underneath this catamaran. While most of the smaller boats are running twin outboard engines, this boat has 4 800 horsepower diesel engines with jet drives. That's 3,200 horsepower. This boat is so big that they actually leave access panels so they can easily get to the mechanicals. This saves them a ton of time during assembly instead of having to climb down into the bottom of the boat every time they need to do something. Our tour ended with the most extravagant boat currently being built. This is a 56-foot Coast Guard inspected passenger vessel yacht. My first thought was, I can't believe this entire thing is made of aluminum. We headed inside and I honestly forgot I was even standing in a boat. It felt like I was in a luxury home. They have a full wood shop and are able to make extremely high-end cabinetry out of woods like teak or walnut. The walnut ceiling in the pilot house of this boat was absolutely insane. I can't imagine how many hours have gone into the boat by this point, but it must be thousands. Eric said that one of the most rewarding days from him is the day that they finally get to pull the boat out of the shop. From here, the boats are headed to the marina, because no matter how pretty they are, these aren't just for looks. Commercial fishing, law enforcement, whale watching, these boats have been purpose-built for a job and they're quickly put to work. I left the shop feeling motivated and inspired. Building a boat is going to be a serious challenge, but I think it's something that I'm ready to tackle. Welcome to the Spit, Homer, Alaska. It's like the halibut fishing capital of the world, and the king salmon are going right now. But today we're gonna go out on a boat and we're going across the bay to go pick somebody up.
A boat.
We're gonna go on a boat.
Oh, what's that?
That's what we're going on.
Are you serious?
I think so.
It feels surreal to be here right now.
Yeah. I can't believe that we get to do this today.
The otter crunches and then he turns around and he looks right at us.
That's cool.
Brad offered to take us out on his boat, the North Cape. A 36-foot catamaran landing craft, the North Cape is a monster that can haul 23 people and ferry freight to remote locations across the bay.
I don't think we had anything to worry about if there was enough space for the stroller. Oh, Cinder.
It's cozy in here. This is a big boat to just be pulling out of that slip like that. It's kind of wild.
Does it remind you of me docking our old Bayliner? I think I've got a little learning to do.
As we left the comfort of the marina, Brad warned us that things might get a little bumpy. This was a firm reminder for Riley and I that it's important to respect Mother Nature. You never know what she's going to serve. And while the 3-foot swells don't look like much on camera, I can promise you we were glad to be in such a large boat. Baby Dean didn't mind, but the rest of us were a lot more comfortable once we were able to duck behind the protection of several islands.
All right, we've arrived. We're here to pick up one of Brad's friends that lives on the island out here that's completely inaccessible other than boat and airplane. So we're gonna pick him up so we can go to the big city and do some grocery shopping. Well, it's hard to say it's inaccessible by car when there's a bunch of cars here. Now I look like a liar.
We're here.
Courtney, we need a landing craft.
For Brad, this was just another day at work. But for us, this was like being transported into another world. And in this part of the world, the boats aren't just a toy, they're a tool. Thoughtfully designed and purpose-built to handle the harshest of elements year-round. On our trip back across the bay, we couldn't help but start dreaming of our own boat and the adventures it would take us on.
We are building a boat.
I'm going home so incredibly motivated. I cannot wait
I know,
to get started on
just
this
like-
build series.
It's funny, like, we came all the way here to learn about boats, and now all I want to do is fly all the way home so I can start working on our boat.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We cannot wait to start sharing this build series with you guys. Next time we're here, it's going to be on our own boat.
So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
I just stepped in otter poop.
That's the most Alaska thing I've ever heard.